Hello everyone, happy to be here. Let me say, um, and I have quite a reason to be in a good mood because previous video has around 300 views. So for a beginner, if I may say that about me, this is probably a good result. Anyway, in today's video, I like to talk about life in Russia after sanctions. After all those thousands of sanctions. If I remember correctly, right now against Russia, are active about more than 7,000 sanctions, different kind of sanctions. And that's a lot. So let me say how all this stuff is let me say how all these sanctions are making or not making impact on life of ordinary people. And me, myself, and my family, we are as ordinary as it can get. I mean, we definitely are no fucking oligarchs, man. So, what can I say? For us, really didn't change anything. I mean, only exception that I can say is that 3 months ago, when war is broke up on Ukrainian soil. A few months ago, we had encountered quite a rise of prices on almost everything, from basic goods to some, electronic stuff, anything basically. I mean, sometimes prices went high up to 50%, maybe even more. But this was a first effect, like in few weeks time, when businesses saw that Russian ruble is not just losing but making some ground against US dollar, and right now ruble is much stronger than it was before war in Ukraine. When businesses saw this and when people saw that, nothing is gonna happen to ruble, Russian currency, prices get stabilized in some sense, and at certain point, we could see some deflation process, because on certain items prices just went down. And now we have a situation when sometimes you can see some speculative prices that some businesses trying to make as much as they can using this situation, but mainly prices are quite stable. Inflation is quite low if you take like week by week, you know. And you know, as I said, we can see some deflation too when price is going down. So life was hard before all these sanctions, and life is still hard now. We have to work for living, and that's it, man. And let me show you. When I was coming home from work, I just came like hour ago, and yeah, basically, if I do videos after work, that's how it's gonna be. I'm coming home. I need some like hour to uh, to get some rest. Let me say, and then I can make some short video for 5 or 10 minutes, and that's what I did right now. I came home around an hour ago, and on the way to home, I went to a closest grocery store and make some video there, so you can see. So you can see how it looks like your neighbor grocery store in Russia. And these kind of stores, I mean, there are tens of thousands in all over the Russia. So let me show you that video. Just a second. Just a sec. Yeah. Now it will work, probably. Yeah, this is it, man. As you can see,
Hi guys, this is me. I come here for
I did
listening
some commentary when I was
about
filming quietly because
Russia sanctions.
I don't really know. You have to ask for
I decided
permission
to
to
film
make some video
about
inside or not. So, I was trying
grocery
to
store.
be quiet.
As you see, um, as you see, stories
This is a
like you know,
ordinary. This is ordinary story, like grocery store
I mean,
that
I
are,
almost finished my
like
work. Well, there's
next to, you know, like how it's you say it in English, like
yeah,
next door store or something like that. Stores that are everywhere. You know,
okay.
and this one is the closest one to me, and I'm buying
You can see.
some food and not just food. I mean, you can buy some other stuff too. So I'm
Okay, I'm not home yet. I'm just
almost
going to home
every
for
day doing
maybe
some shopping there.
hours or 2 hours time. I will upload some video probably. So see you then.
You know, so as you can see, uh, stores are full of goods. Um, There is no such a thing as a deficit of basic goods or essential goods or anything like that. Of course, sanctions did make some impact on banking system and and on car industry or some other industries. And now many companies trying to find some different routes to import some essential stuff for their businesses. But when it comes to life of ordinary people, I mean, for us, nothing is changed really, like, and that's good. I hope in near future, West will realize that all this politics that they are applying are wrong, and change some attitude and you know start to normalizing relationships with Russia. That's gonna be good for Western world too, but time will tell. Now, if I may, I like to say a few words about comments that was made under the previous video. So again, let me do this. Let me do this, as you see, I don't really have right now fast internet, so I'm gonna try to make this video as short as possible. So 312 views. I mean, thank you everyone, guys. Thank you. So comments, 11 comments. So my system is writing that US and NATO are using Ukraine exactly like they used the Taliban in the 90s. Same disgusting plan. They want to dominate the world and will use this time Ukraine to damage Russia. Basically, this is it, man. I could not agree more. West did not really change their behavior. I mean, that much. Before they was using, like, against Soviet Union, let me say, in Afghanistan, they was using Taliban, Al Qaeda. I mean, everyone knows that Bin Laden was financed by CIA, and eventually he became a leader of Al Qaeda. And what happened after, everyone knows. So they're using now Ukrainian Nazis and some other disgusting elements to destroy Ukraine, and by doing so bring as much pain to Russia as they can. Because everyone should understand that in Russia we don't see Ukrainians as some enemies or anything like that. They are our people, and all those Nazis that for now have some power there, they did not represent Ukrainians. Absolutely not. Ordinary good, Ukrainians that they are just like us. we don't want war, they don't want war, we just, you know. So it is what it is, man. Um, Kiva Konagi writes that a huge army of 800,000 men prepares total counterattack against Russian army. Did not believe, man. This no, I mean, you can believe anything you want, really, but there is many talks that Ukrainian gonna do some Ukrainian this regime of Nazi regime of this Zelensky and bastards others. They're gonna do some counterattack. I mean, I don't really believe in that, man. Ukrainian army is almost done for now, and no matter how many people they gonna under their arms, like they may you don't know, but what they're doing is they basically forcefully putting people under the arms, forcefully. And these people that are mobilized, they don't have proper training, they don't have proper ammunition, they don't have even chance to leave, man, and just go away. Because if they try, there was many cases that are documented that when mobilized people or even soldiers of regular army try to negotiate surrender or ceasefire for some time, they were shot. Some Nazi elements that are almost in all those units to control them, they was opening fire on these people and killing. Like a few days ago was reports that it's in Donbass region, Ukrainian Nazis killed some 32 Ukrainian soldiers that was trying to negotiate ceasefire with Russians, because they were, in positions that continuing fight was just senseless, and that's what happened to them. These Nazi elements that were in the unit just opened fire and killed 32 of them, so it's crazy, man. So I don't believe that this Zelensky Nazi regime can do some counterattack or stuff. Yeah, as soon as best they can to just ask Russia for ceasefire and just surrender. This is gonna be best for Ukraine, because as long as this war continues, more and more people gonna lose Ukraine, and more territory is gonna lose Ukraine. That's it. No, you can see this comment. I mean, people bringing some links. I don't have problem with it. I mean, if you like, you can go and see what they are trying to say, but I don't take this kind of opinion seriously, man. I mean, you should know history, at least history of 20th century, to say something like that. I mean, so now what contact like Tommy writes that better to ask Ukrainians if they are finished or not. This is, nobody as much says here. No, what can I say? I mean, nobody asks Ukrainians. If Ukrainians did have a chance to speak up, this war will never happen. But you should remember that in 2014, these Nazi elements supported by West bring down legitimate government. Ukrainian people spoke then when they vote for good or bad or whatever you can say about Yanukovych's government, but they vote for it, and it was legitimate one, you know. But these Nazi elements did not listen to Ukrainian people, right? So so now who is Ukrainian people for what this commentator, these Nazi motherfuckers, or who, for God's sake, man. It's sad to see what is happening in Ukraine, man. But you know, I did not read all comments, but I'll try to do this kind of stuff almost always, and randomly just read some comments and play, because it I do have some long hours at work, and when I came home I just have 1 or 2 hours, maybe 3, to get some rest, and then I have to sleep to be ready for next day's work. So I don't really have time to like comment, to answer every comment, but I do appreciate that people uh, you know uh, saying their opinion, so we can exchange opinions. I'm not saying that I'm like my position is 100% is right, and I'm not gonna say that somebody's position is 100% wrong. If we're talking about some decent stuff, if someone gonna say some crazy shit, then of course, I'm gonna say that this is crazy, man. But when it comes to difference of opinions, it's always good, man. We are not robots, so we cannot think like one way or another. Only one position cannot be right one for everyone, Anyway, I hope this video will have some attention too. Thank you for your time, and bye for now. Take care.